and look at the tape. It's time now for our post-game coaches' comments. It's brought to you by Delta Dental of New Mexico. Joining us now is Lobo head basketball coach Craig Neal. So you got a little adversity in your first game of the year, huh?
We've had a little adversity for a couple games. Yeah, we had a little bit, but we knew this was probably going to be the toughest one we played since I've been here as far as an opening game with the guards they had coming back, the bigs that they had, and I mean he's coach of the year last year in their conference, and they had some pretty decent teams. But anytime you have a dynamic guard like that who they run everything through, and with the new rules, it's hard to guard him. It's hard to guard him, and he's super productive. I thought Jordan Hunter did as good as he could do. I thought he battled. He got whatever, he got 20-some points over 25 shots or 23 shots. So, I mean, you know, a shot for point. Yeah. So I think Jordan really worked hard. Jalen's trying to figure it out because of the new rules, but it's one of those things.
You kept getting the arm guard call.
Yeah, and getting your hands in there. So that's just part of it. But I thought we were really stagnant in the first half. I thought we would run a set and then we would stop, and then we'd take a quick shot or not a great shot like we talked about in the pregame, and then the bigs kind of stood and we couldn't get anything. I made it a little bit simpler in the second half. I kind of just put guys in spot and said, this is what's open, this is what's open, that's what's open, and they played. We didn't do that in the first half. I thought we held the ball. I thought the ball stuck a lot. I thought we took some quick shots. We weren't patient. We didn't show much poise, which we wanted to do, but I thought they did a better job in the second half.
Well, offensively, you think that rhythm was because you played 10 guys in the first half.
Right.
Was that the rhythm was kind of off because you played so many guys?
Well, I think the rhythm was off because we were taking it out of the net when they shoot 50% and score almost 40 points in the first half. And it's hard for us. We were so much better when we got 2 or 3 stops in a row, Hunter, that we were able to get out on transition and do some things. So it was a unique game. It was really weird first half, a lot better second half. And I think, you know, this isn't an excuse. I think not having Elijah for several practices has kind of kept our rhythm and what we're doing and his timing and our guys' timing and not where he's going. I mean, it's especially for our new guys that play with him.
Well, I had asked Hunter that before the game. The other guys, it's first game for everybody, but the other guys had 2 exhibitions in there. Now you throw your best player in there. How is everybody going to play with everybody?
Well, they had 2 exhibitions, plus they had the thing we did at Halloween. We did the open practice. We did 3 or 4 scrimmages. So, our guys were getting a little rhythm, and then all of a sudden it's kind of like, if you guys can remember, when Drew Gordon joined us in December. It was like we had a 3-game lull. It was like, whoa. and then you go, well, Drew Gordon's, and then it kind of then it started clicking. But, that's just part of it. So it was a good night. We did, being Veterans Day and doing that, that's big for me and means a lot to me.
Thought in the second half when you were able to get the ball deep to your post, a couple of sets where you got the ball deep to Tim, you got it down to deep to Connor. It seems like that's what you were trying to do so much more. And every time,
we run a lot of sets that kind of got, it kind of puts them in those places, but they don't sometimes see it. So finally I just said, forget the action. I'm just going to put them. No. Okay, you're going to stand here, you're going to stand there, and then they're going to play behind you, so just duck them in. So when we got them in our spots, we were able to get a couple lobs, we were able to get a couple driving kicks, we got a couple drives and foul, we got the ball inside. So I just kind of scrapped all the movement, because once we wouldn't get to the spots and then we didn't touch it inside, then they became stagnant and we ended up taking jump shots, or we dribbled a lot.
Coach, talk about defense. You talked about that. That's a staple this year. That's something you're going to focus on. Now, they had 70 points. They averaged 74 points. How did you feel about your defense?
I thought we had some really good stretches in the second half, and, man, we're going to have to hang our hat on that. They got to figure that out, and that's what we're trying to do. We kind of play zone when we want to mix it up. I just put Anthony in at the end of the half, in the first half, and he hit a big 3 for us and got fouled, but I don't know if he was loose enough that I thought he couldn't, Telfair was his assignment, because I had my 2 point guards with 2 fouls, and we went zone.
I think he was playing the point at the time.
Yeah, and then they bang a 3. So, I mean, that's some of the things you take as a coach. But I thought in the second half, I thought we were pretty good. We're getting there. I mean, it's going to have to. It's a work in progress.
You went to that 1-3-1 with Tim Williams on the top. I thought that was effective.
It was effective, and I'd like to do a little bit more of that, just because we did some nice things in the 2-2-1, taking time off the clock where they get it over with 21-20, and then they got to get into the set. It's not that easy, but our guys got to be a little bit more active. We were kind of reacting instead of being proactive towards going to anticipating and going and being ahead of things. So we're getting there. I mean, we're a work in progress. It's my biggest thing is try to get better, so we're ready to go in February.
Yeah, it was the first game of the year, and I don't know what you learned about rotation, about the new. We went into this whole thing saying, okay, you kind of know what you're going to get with some guys. What'd you learn? Or is it still going to be a work?
Well, I know here and Damien aren't going to be gun shy.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
Damien took 3 shots in first 2 minutes. So, I mean, they're not going to be gun shy. I know they're going to play. I just thought they did a nice job in the second half, and I thought Damien hit a big shot for us to kind of get us going. And then I didn't really get a hear in as much as I wanted in the second half because Sam was going. And I thought that was the best game Sam's played as a Lobo. And that's what we got to have from him. But he just got to play. He's got to quit overthinking. I don't mean this in a wrong way, and I tell him, Sam, I love you. I like what you stand for. I like how you play so hard, but sometimes you got to get out of your own way. And what I mean by that, just overthinking, worried about not pleasing me, not pleasing. I mean, he's that kid. He wants to. And I think he did that tonight. I thought he let himself go, and he got out there, and then I think them taking a shot at him in the first half, I think it kind of, okay,
Got him going.
okay, kind of woke up a sleeping bear.
It was bizarre with the 2 long breaks. I mean,
I've never been in a game with that long, but I mean, it's just it was some chippy things, and that's just part of it.
Well, Idaho State came in here chippy. I mean, they came in here like, hey, we can win this game. And
yeah, they said that. They said that in their paper, and that's good that a team thinks like that. But it's not that easy. And I think, to be honest with you, I think a lot of their shots were short, and a lot of their quickness and things were gone because this place it'll jump on your back, especially when you're only playing 8 guys and you're playing your point guard for. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he
and
played
it does
every
it.
second, right?
It does it to you. People don't. We don't talk about it a lot, but we're trying to get our guys in shape. But it jumps on your back. So, it was a good night. It's good to honor the veterans. I mean, there's a lot of things going on, but, everything's good.
Back at it on Monday. Houston Baptist comes
in,
the Aggies on Friday.
Yeah, we're going to meet. We'll meet tomorrow at 4:30 and get some stuff done. Won't do a lot. Then we'll get right back at it on Sunday. So we got a quick turnaround on Monday.
1-0's got to sound good. You're off and running.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you guys, I really thought this was going to be the toughest one we've had to open, just because of his, he's a dynamic player, and we got really fortunate. This Lukanda got in foul trouble because he can get it going, but we were very fortunate that we got ahead and then kind of built it and didn't go away from that.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming down.
No worries.
See you on Monday.
Part of the gig.
Thanks.
Coach.
Those are the coach's comments brought to you by Delta Dental of New Mexico. Almost 400,000 New Mexicans are covered by Delta Dental plans. For more information, log on to deltadentalnm.com.